So I kind of want to talk about this case that we found out about because of body cameras that was on a police officer, and it was a traffic stop. People were saying that man was arrested or injured brutally because he didn't have a seatbelt on. I was like, seatbelt on or not having a seatbelt on, you got beat up that bad? Okay. I'm gonna see if I could put the image up. I may have to put up a different one if I can't, if I don't feel good about the one I'm putting up. But let's get into this article. It says body camera video released after a man is injured in Florida arrest. I think Lakean Woods, a 24-year-old black man, was injured when he fled from a drug dealing arrest, and police believe he was armed, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office official said. Body camera video release shows a detective striking Woods in the face at least twice and a second kneeing him as they repeat commands for him to show his hands. Woods' attorney, Harry Daniels, has said that Woods was taken to the hospital with a severe concussion and that he looks like he just went through a 12-round fight with professional boxers. Woods' mother, Natasha Woods, says she felt like an empty shell after seeing the condition of her son that he was in. Okay, he was looking like Emmett Till. I don't know if I would necessarily say that, but I could see where that was coming from. Woods was arrested around 2 p.m. on drug and other charges. He ran from the vehicle stop after he was allegedly seen conducting a drug transaction. Two other people were handcuffed at the traffic stop, one of them with the handgun in his front right pocket. According to the body cam video, it was not immediately clear whether they have been charged. Body camera video from an officer detaining a driver in a pickup truck shows someone running and the officer saying on the radio, "We've got one running." Those from the truck are then handcuffed. Another detective chases Woods, saying, "You are effed," through a yard, a parking lot, and another grassy area. The officer warns he will use a taser stun gun, and then he uses the device, at which Woods goes down. So they see you doing some wrong, and then you take off. Put your hands up. I ain't doing it. You take off. Yeah, I'm gonna stun you. All right, you're still running. And then they stun you, and you're stunned. Pun intended. Let's continue. The detective wrote in an arrest report that he delivered 4 knee strikes to the upper shoulder area, targeting the shoulder muscle to gain compliance of Lakean's left arm. It should be noted there were unintentional knee strikes to Lakean's face during the struggle, the detective wrote. After a struggle, Woods is handcuffed. The video shows. The video release does not show that he had a handgun. So you say, "Oh, you got a gun." And they show you in the video, "I don't see one." But he is running away. Okay. So, of course, there's an outcry that happened surrounding this case. I'm gonna read that and I'm gonna give my thoughts on it. Okay. So it says Jacksonville police investigate brutality claim of black man shown in viral video of arrest. Dozens of people rallied on the steps of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office headquarters after a video went viral. As we know, officers lifted Woods up, revealing bruises and blood across his face. Woods' family accused officers of punching him during the incident, causing his facial injuries, although this is not shown in the arrest video. The family told First Coast News that Woods, his uncle, and a friend were pulled over for not wearing their seatbelts as they were they're going to be going to Woods' grandmother's house. So this is why I mentioned that. So he said, well, we were just not wearing a seatbelt and that's why we were pulled over. But then he brutally beat us up and, beat me up, and he handcuffed them. But that's not what's happening. Okay. So from what I'm understanding, what I'm hearing is that he was pulled over and arrested as part of a drug sting operation that was ran by the sheriff's police department, the sheriff's office. Not because you didn't have a seatbelt on. You were selling drugs. Okay. You were resisting arrest. You were armed trafficking cocaine and amphetamines. You were tampering with evidence. You have possession of a controlled substance without said prescription. And you're in violation of probation from a February 2022 robbery case, the community notes. So this isn't, and I'm gonna get my other thoughts on this after. This is not a case where a black man, 24 years old, he was minding his own business and then some stuff happened. You had another person with you who had a gun, legal or not, I don't know. They didn't mention that. But someone already had a gun on them. They were wearing a gun. But you were already on probation for robbery, which shows that you were already a problem. Okay? You were in possession of controlled substances, cocaine, amphetamines. You were tampering with evidence. You fled. Resisting arrest, you fled. You literally ran, and that's why they had to tase you. They asked you multiple times to put your hands up. It doesn't appear that you did that. So, but I have another article here. Okay. And it says, sheriff says detective acted appropriately. All right. It says Woods, 24, was out of jail on felony probation from a robbery charge that had been pulled on suspicion of drug activity when the arrest happened. He now faces drug charges in addition to other charges of resisting officers with violence. Now, what I will say is this, because they said, and this was, I believe, a black dude that said this, said detectives acted appropriately during violent arrests. I would say no. Okay. So granted, yeah, you were doing the do and you were not supposed to be doing the do. Okay. But with that being said, that does not give you the right to beat this man up the way that you did. Is he a piece of crap? Yeah, he was robbing, he's selling drugs and he's doing all this, got guns and all this other stuff. Okay. Maybe he didn't himself have one, but he was on probation for robbing. He's doing drug deals. He's running away from the cops when you say, put your hands up, whatever. And he's like, nah, later for that, And luckily you didn't actually shoot anybody. But you beat him up. You beat him up very bad. Okay. Now, I do not agree with said level of violence that was dealt. I don't feel like that was right. What you did, what the officers did was wrong. Okay. So I 100%. Okay. You got to rough him up a little bit. Let's get him down because he's restraining. But if it's like 3-4 officers, why are you using that amount of force? You're kneeing him multiple times. Oh yeah, someone's unintentional. Yeah, but you still did it. So for me, I don't think that was right for what you did. That level of violence was, in my opinion, excessive. Okay. Granted, he did what he did, because I say this because you've seen your mass serial shooters, mass serial killers. Look at the guy that was in Philadelphia, if I'm not mistaken. He was on the run. He ended up killing his ex-girlfriend or something. And what they end up doing, they got the dog out. They got that German Shepherd out. And they were like, okay, got it sent. All right. And let him go. All right. That's why the dude had all that blood. That German Shepherd was like, no. Okay. But if you look at these injuries for the kind of crime that it is, this guy was on murder. It was a manhunt. They were looking for him. He was out on the run. Compared to what we got here. And you look at his face, look at the injuries. Now, granted, the dude did get attacked by a dog, but still, look at the face, look at the injuries. I'm not seeing why he looks worse than this guy. And this guy had murdered people that we know of. Okay? So I just feel like that level of violence that was executed was not right. Okay? I just feel like that was an extreme amount. Okay? I didn't feel like that was right. Like I've said, we've had school shooters and they go into Burger King and McDonald's right after. And they look like they just rolled out of bed. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, okay. But then this guy is beaten like this, now he's still a piece of crap. Okay, you still did what you did, but this level of violence, that wasn't right in my opinion. But I got a little bit more. Okay, and this just lays out in this article essentially what I said. Okay, Florida police investigating the thing. And it says Woods, who did not appear in court because he is still in a hospital, is charged with armed trafficking of methamphetamines, armed traffic in cocaine, armed possession of a controlled substance, resisting an officer with violence, altering, destroying, concealing, or removing records, and possessing a controlled substance without a prescription. And of course, he had the probation. He was out on probation for that robbery that he did February the year prior. So y'all, this story, like I said, I'm not for the amount of violence he did, even though what he did was bad, but I'm not for the amount of violence that this dude got, So I feel like, yes, there may be some lawsuits going on, okay, because that just seemed excessive, okay. But let's not play the whole, oh, but he was a scholarship student and he did some stuff. And no, we know that ain't true. Okay. All right. Let's not say that he would rescue kittens from a fire. Okay. He did that 2 weeks ago. Okay. So let's not start putting this out there. Let's just put out what we know, which is what I just said from these articles. I gave you, what was it, 3-4 articles? Let's just put out what we know. Okay. And say, even though he's a piece of ish, okay, he still did not deserve, in my opinion, he still did not deserve the said punishment that he got. Let me know what you all think. Do you all think that this was a just punishment for a traffic stop? And it was not for not wearing a seatbelt, okay? Because y'all were doing some dirty stuff y'all weren't supposed to be doing anyways. But do you all think that this was just? Do you guys think that maybe there should be somebody arrested, somebody who's on administrative leave, then fired? Let me know what you all think about said story. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and also leave a comment down below. I would also appreciate it if you could go on ebay.com, simply type in Latrice Limited, click on shops, and then you can support me right over there. I have a wide variety of items over there. I have many of my own personal Latrice Limited items, which has candles, bath bombs, soaps, essential oil blends, lingerie robes. I have a whole bunch of stuff. I even have comic books on there, men's ties, action figures, a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Definitely support me on there. Like I said, do not forget to like and subscribe, and thank you.